Hi, it's Bill Tainter. I'm going to do a quick market review for the last week on a couple of currency pairs. And let's just see what kind of trade opportunities they were, talk about some lessons learned here, and see if we can help you move forward to capture more and more of these thermal price grid trades. It's very powerful. So what we want to look at is trends, and you want to understand, higher lows, higher highs is an uptrend. You're looking for breaks, retests. Right off the bat, I see a nice big fat buy right there. Look at this. Okay, so here's a black thermal grid. It comes down, chops along. Look how it bounces off this red in London, and it's working its way higher, higher, higher. And sure enough, it does a break, retest. Where does it go? To the next grid, to the next grid. So if you could have done this, 3031 is a black grid, breaks, retest. This is an hour chart. Beautiful trade to the upside. Okay, so now let's look at the next day. What's going on the next day? It's down, comes back, and it touches the black. Well, if you sold it here, you'd be profitable because this came down hard, but then it struggled and it wicked up hard. So there's probably some news here in this London session, but then it starts to come back down, and look, it does a retest. So again here, it's a downtrend, retests, can't go higher, starts to close and retest. Bam, there's your sell. Take profit the next grid, works out nice. And then look how it just chops through the rest of the day. So when it didn't make new lows, to sell it here is risky because the trend isn't continuing. So that's your one probably good trade for the day right there, right? Now let's look at the next day. So let me zoom in a little bit here. Take a look at a day at a time here. Okay, so what do we got? So we got a downtrend, see that? And there's a gray cluster here, and there's a black, and so it's going off the grays, and you're looking for a black. And there it is. You got a downtrend, and there's your buy right there. Do you see this? Closes, comes back up, retest, comes back down, 72 to 82. There's 12, 15 pips. Opens back up here, and if you live through this, if you want to stick around, right, it's kind of tough. It gets a little bit choppy before it gets to the next grid. So maybe you took profits here and were wiped out at break even there. But then look, it really changes direction. Now what's interesting is you see this downtrend. Well, when it breaks the downtrend and retest, there's a buy. Now it's not a grid, but it sure is a no-brainer that it bounces off that and goes right up, pop, pop to these grids. Nice. And then after that, you really don't care because you're profitable. And look, it chops the day, closes out. Look at the next day. So this is April 19th. Okay. So this is kind of scary. There's no trend. It's just kind of a mess. Okay. And then you see it break above and break above a black grid. And if you buy it in here, it does close and does get up profitable, but it doesn't quite get up to this next. Well, this next candle actually, look at this. So if you did get in here, let me hold on a second. I don't want it in the background. Oh, jeepers. Then it turns white. Interesting. So let me flip that back. Try a different color there. Okay, so look how it closes here above, and then it comes back, wicks down to here, but then look, it goes to the next grid. So that all happened in one candle. Crazy. So when you see this close above the black, if you would have bought it here, it came back, turned, it went profitable, then came back, you don't care. That's 30 pips right here. Wow. Okay, so here it again. Trend is down, breaks above here, so now we have an uptrend, comes back to the black, nice trade, take profits up there, beautiful. Now, look how it fails to go up, and then it closes. Is there any opportunities here? Now again, this is hourly, so if you drop down to 15, there's probably beautiful breaks and retests in here. Okay, so that's it. You want to watch for a trend, and if there is no trend, it doesn't make sense, then just leave it alone. Now this is beautiful. Wow, look at this. Here is your trend is up. See, there's the low here. Then the trend is popping up to there, and it's trending higher highs. The lows are flat here, and then it starts to go. But look at here now. This gets to a black, and here's 85.95. It's pretty tight there. But if this closes above the long wick, it's a little bit scary. If you did a buy in here, it does pop up to this next grid, so it's a little bit tight. But the best is right in this area where it's really pushing, and you could do a buy on this retest of this black 3165, and this is Friday. Okay, just for fun, let's drop to a 15 and just see what this looks like on Friday. Shrink it back a little bit. Yeah, see here, so it's dojing, and then all of a sudden it just pops, and that's in the London session. The New York session, it's really struggling here. And then, you know, if you just get a little bit advanced and go a little bit beyond the grids, check this out. So here's the high of Tokyo. Okay, Tokyo has a high, London has a high. It breaks, look at this, once, twice, three, 4 times it touches to buy in there. So if you get a little bit beyond just the grids and look at price action, resist, resist, break, retest, support, 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 supports, and you're profitable. Wow, beautiful, beautiful stuff. So that's last week on the euro. All right, let's walk through the pound last week with a 15-minute chart. I kind of like 15s. It's my favorite. All right, so the pound comes down, and it's struggling, and it does break above this black, and then you come into this session, it really misbehaves. So this is a tough trade here, because it on this retest immediately it fails. It gets below and goes deeper. So you are in tough shape here, and then it goes above and it goes deeper, and it just really oscillates hard. There's really no trend. It's really struggling, and then finally it starts to move, and then when it moves so hard there's just no real beautiful retest here until late in the day. Breaks and retests here. So this is a breakout trader's dream. Here's Tuesday, the 17th, trend is down, and then it's just gone. Now it does break and retest a gray. It comes back to that gray, and this is a mess. It does break above. If you buy it here, this is another thing you got to watch. Look how far it's moved. 58, 57 to 59. That's 100 pips. You got to check the average daily range. For this to continue after this big of a move, it's pretty slim. Sure enough, here's a black. Look at it, breaks down in the US, comes back. Here's a beautiful retest. See, it breaks above, can't go higher, can't go higher, can't go higher, fails. You let it fail, and then you sell it on a green spike up into here. Let me zoom. This is gorgeous. Look at zero retrace almost, right? Pushes up, you sell it, bam, 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 boom, and it drops down. You take profits. You always want to be conservative. If I was you, I'd be taking it above these grids for these situations. See that? Got close and pushed off of there. Well, you don't want to miss this by 3 pips. So just be, if you're new, take it off early. Don't be too strict. If it gets anywhere close to these grids, just trade it. Just get your experience, okay? So look at, here's a down trend, tries to go down, it can't, bam, it breaks and explodes. Sorry, there's the blacks. Look at that, struggle, struggle, struggle. It does get above, really struggling at 59 or 6. There's your break and the retest right here. Finally gets in there, and there's your buy, and it pops almost to the grid again. You got to take profit early, and then chops the rest of the day. All right, so here's the 19th. So here's a red. Again, now this is odd. There might have been news in here, but look at this. Just blows through the red, retests right in here, but it fails to make new highs. See, this is why you absolutely have to take profits here. You just cannot push it here. You have to get out in this area, and look at, that's where it stops, right there. So if this breaks, retests, and you buy it here, you got to get out at these points, and that's where the resistance is, and sure enough, it's where it stops. Okay, breaks, no retest, comes back up. If you sell it here on the down, tough, doesn't make it, breaks above, retest, goes again. It's just a messy, messy day. All right, so let's hear 60.44 is a big level we hear about all the time. Comes down into Tokyo, bam, bounces off of there, does a break and a retest of a black all through this area, right? So the trend now is up. Any pullback in this area, you should be buying it. Powers up, retest, anywhere in this area, look at this, buy it. Take profits at the highs, there you go. Stays in all the way above, comes back close here, and then breaks to new highs. All right. So anyway, that's just a couple of pairs, just some basic analysis. Again, it's not always perfect. It's not pretty every day. You have to be sharp. You have to watch for that. Read the markets. And if it's not a good setup, don't take it. But if you're demo trading, trade everything. Just get your experience. Take your pictures. Fill out your dashboard. And it'll help you tremendously. Okay? See you next time.